The Patriots and the Titans. It was the Mike Vrabel return, the Mike Vrabel revenge game as the New England Patriots won this game 31-13. Now, it didn't always look like it was going to be a blowout here. Tennessee Titans actually got points on the first 2 drives, but then the Patriots and the Vrabel revenge ended up kicking in. Top 5 graded players that we had for the New England Patriots. Tight end Austin Hooper, who was also, I guess, a little bit of a revenge game. I mean, he played for the Tennessee Titans one year. Now he plays for the Patriots, obviously, with Vrabel. But it was a little bit of a homecoming for Austin Hooper as well. 77.3 overall grade. Center Garrett Bradbury, number 2 on the list with a 74.6. Tight end Hunter Henry with a 72.5. Edge rusher Kayvon Chase on a 71.4. And then wide receiver Stephon Diggs, a 70.6. Drake Maye in this game, an 87.0. On Tennessee's side of things, tight end Gunnar Helm, 80.5 overall grade. Defensive tackle Devondre Sweat, a 77.8. Wide receiver Chimere Dike with a 74.8. Offensive tackle Dan Moore Jr., 72.9. Linebacker Cedric Gray, 71.7. And quarterback Cam Ward, a 60.8. Thanks in part to a couple of turnover-worthy plays, which I'm going to get to in a little bit. But what was your stat that told the story here for this game?
Well, you mentioned the Titans. They got off to a decent start. Cam Ward made a couple nice vertical throws. The touchdown to DK was a big play where you go, okay, maybe the Titans are live, right? You got an interim head coach in Mike McCoy. Maybe Cam Ward starts slinging this thing downfield. They're up 10-3, but New England, I mean, right now this offense, the way they're rolling, they catch fire, you got a serious problem. I thought they had Ramondre Stevenson going really well early in this game to add a little balance to Drake Maye in the passing game. Those 3 touchdown drives all in a row, second and third quarter, 86 offensive grade for the Patriots, 9.3 yards per play.
They're rolling.
7 explosive plays on just those 3 drives, and Drake Maye was 13-13 with 2 touchdowns. Yeah. I mean, right now they're in such a rhythm right now, the way that Josh McDaniels is running it, that Drake Maye is playing, the run game is getting going, the offensive line is getting better and better every single week. Will Campbell, Morgan Moses was really good in this game. Garrett Bradbury, like you saw there. I think at this point have to shed the, okay, this is a young team figuring it out thing. This is a good football team with a really dangerous offense. And most impressive, just give me Drake Maye, because he just does it again. 21-23, 3 big-time throws. The scrambling was outstanding. I thought when he got in trouble in this game, 8 carries, 62 yards. The running is working. Only thing I'd say, take 1 or 2 less hits per game, because we don't need to see too much of Josh Dobbs out there. It's nice to see him. He made a nice throw on third down, but we need to see Drake Maye out here on the field healthy. So just slide once in a while a little bit more. But although Drake May's been outstanding, there's no other way to put it. This year, for the entirety of the season, he's the 4th highest graded quarterback in football.
Yeah.
Trev, over this 4-game win streak, he's the highest graded quarterback in football since week 4. That's how good he's been.
I realize that.
9 big-time throws, 1 turnover-worthy play in that stretch. He's hitting a gear right now where you go, yeah, he plays like this, they're going to the postseason. They might even win this division.
Yeah, it's to the point where I think when we talk about MVP right now, we think about Dak, think about Baker, think about Matthew Stafford, right? We think about guys like that. Mahomes, certainly the way that the Chiefs are playing, I think that he's going to be in that conversation when it's all said and done. Drake May's kind of right there. Drake May's kind of knocking on the door, and I know the Patriots are doing a lot of good things, and I think the thing that might be going against him right now is that Vrabel is so well-respected as a head coach, so Drake Maye maybe almost doesn't get the full credit that he deserves for what he's doing out there, but I think he is right there coming up to that conversation of MVP with how he's been playing.
And you mentioned Vrabel. I mean, look, I'm in the boat that I think if San Fran finds any way to make the playoffs, that Kyle Shanahan should win Coach of the Year. And I know Shane Steichen.
I was going to say, I don't know, man.
Shane Steichen's been great, but
if the Colts lose 3 games all year, we're giving it to Steichen.
If Mike Vrabel wins the AFC East,
that's true.
Coming off of a year where the Patriots picked 4th overall last year.
Yeah.
Well, you got a case, especially with this quarterback and Josh McDaniels, assistant coach of the year, possibly also with what he's doing with this offense. But right now, look, I think the one thing for New England, for me, if I was going to have some sort of critique, is just the secondary still looks kind of shaky at times. They did early in this game, but offensively right now, we just have to shed the label of them figuring it out, their young team, whatever. No, they're legitimate. They're Drake Maye, Ramondre Stevenson, Diggs, the 2 tight ends, Pop Douglas, Kayshon Boutte with another big touchdown in this game. I mean, they are figuring it out. And I don't even think they're figuring it out. They've got it rolling right now.
Very sneaky. The Patriots can beat you in a lot of ways.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I think that the run game has been good at points. we're not quite at the spot where they can go, let's lean on the run game.
When is Travion
and that's,
really
that's
when is Travion? Because
like,
I love Stevenson. He's a horse. He's physical. All of that. What week is it going to be that we go, okay, Travion, we found the big plays for him?
If we get into the second half of the season and they start being able to go to the run game on command and it can be efficient, now we're talking about a team that could absolutely win this division and make some noise in the playoffs. Somebody in the chat saying, what was more disappointing in this game? Cam Ward's backwards pass fumble or Dalton getting hacked while chowing down on a crunch wrap supreme? Which is more disappointing?
Probably the Twitter.
Yeah, probably.
Tennessee's been struggling all year. It's just kind of been that kind of year.
I'm gonna get to a more detailed conversation on the Titans on the NFL Stock Exchange show, which we're doing later today. If you guys can join live at 4:30, we're gonna dig into. We're doing a Fix Your Franchise episode for the Titans, but if you can't, I can obviously watch it after that. There's a lot of things to get to with sort of how the Titans got here and what they're doing. But specifically for this show, a stat that told the story for me, outside of Cam Ward, which we'll get to in a second, the run game. It's just not existent for this team right now. They don't really, Pollard, Spears, doesn't really matter. Neither of these guys have been as explosive as they wanted them to be. Like some weeks they have been steady right around that 4 yards per carry average, but it's about it. I mean, it's not like these guys are breaking open massive runs for you, even on a bi-weekly basis. It's something, or bi-monthly basis, I should say, like every other week. 11 carries for 40 yards in this game. If you're asking Cam Ward to do that much for you, you're not going to win. And they actually started off decently well. They got 10 points on their first 2 possessions. That was pretty nice. And then what happened? It all sputtered because they can't lean on anything. Instead, they're trying to lean on a rookie where, dude, they're trying to figure out the roster for themselves. They got half of the I did a lot of research for this show that we're doing later this afternoon, but they got half the offensive line that blocks well for zone blocking schemes, and half the offensive line blocks well for man and gap scheme blocking concepts. Like, they're not even cohesive in that regard. They're kind of just trying to, over the last couple of years, it's felt like they're just trying to acquire talent, not necessarily the right talent. They're just trying to get more talented, but they don't really have the guys to execute a philosophy that you would want. And I think it's showing up in the run game. It's showing up with Cam Ward. It obviously showed up in the frustrations with how Brian Callahan was calling things. So that, to me, is a stat that told the story with the Titans' run game, because they can't get that going because the offensive philosophy doesn't really exist for them. And that's how you get to the point where you go, hold on a second. It's 10-10 against the Patriots. Screw the Mike Vrabel revenge game. Screw the narratives. We're winning this football game. And then you score 3 more points and you get boat race and the final score is 31-13. It's because you have nothing to lean back on. You go, all right, great start. Now what? And there's no now what with the Titans as it's currently constructed. My most impressive was Shimmer Adike in this game. 4 targets, 4 catches, 70 yards. Had a touchdown in this one, had a long of 38 with some nice yards after catch. He had 25 snaps in the slot, 6 out wide, so he's become that slot receiver who gives them a lot of speed there in the middle, 77.4 receiving grade. But then my most disappointing, just to wrap it all up, is Cam Ward. He's got 5 fumbles specifically this year, which is 3rd most in the NFL. And all 5 of them he has lost, which is by far the most lost fumbles in the NFL. Obviously, the fumble throw straight out of his hands, it's not even the first time that's happened for him this season. So ball security is a major issue for him right now, and that's, again, just part of these things where when your identity, when your backbone, when you say, okay, we need to slow things down, let's get back to us, the thing that you lean on is a rookie quarterback, it's just so rarely going to go well for you the way that you want to. And I think that's what we're seeing now with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, no, and I mean, that's an old habit that, just really has been something that's been known about Cam Ward for a long time. Trev, 5 years in college, he had 50 fumbles. I mean, when he gets late in the play and he starts messing around, 50 fumbles in 5 years in college, yes.
He had 5-0?
Yeah, 50, yes. I have it right here, yeah. When he gets late in the play, he's got that one hand low and loose with the football, and he's trying to do a lot. 5-0, 50 fumbles in 5 years of college football, yeah.
That's got to be a college football record by, like, 20 fumbles.
I'd have to look that part up. I could probably find that later, but yeah.
All right, we'll get back to that one.
50,
that's maybe the craziest stat I've ever heard.
Seeing him being loose with the football late in plays to me is not new. He tightened it up. He tightened it up some at Miami, is why he had such a great year. But if you go back even just on the Washington State tape, he's always been loose with the football. He's a gunslinger in every sense. I mean, it's the Brett Favre bit where it's like, well, you get past that 3-second mark, anything could happen. Absolutely. 50, yes.
The second we get done with this show, I'm watching all 50. That's insane. Anything else here for this one before we move on?
No, I'm with you on the run game. Also, -1 yards before contact. So they have to figure out. Look, Kevin Zeitler's on a 1-year deal. The veterans aren't really nobody across the offensive line is playing great for them.
Right.
It's just going to be another piece that you're going to talk about in the rebuild on Stock Exchange.
I was going to say, and the worst part is that they're kind of playing well independently in different blocking schemes, but none of them are coming together and playing well. It's like, oh, okay, we're really blocking well in this sort of blocking scheme. Again, it just goes back to they've had 3 GMs now in 4 seasons. The talent is not going to line up. There's no way it's going to line up, and it doesn't right now for Tennessee. But again, I'll dig into that a little bit more when we get to the episode at Stock Exchange.